Bam. All right. What's up, guys? Ready for another building stream. I'm just going to get the filament out of this and then we'll get started. Wait for a couple people to show up. Everybody can hear me okay? Phone. Heath, what's up, dude? There we go. That's some old filament. Got a little bit brittle in there. That's okay. Get that out of the way. And then we can shut this back off. And there we go. We got the filament out of the way. Today's going to be a fun one because I have all the things done. I think tonight will be the final build of this printer. I have the new frame already prepped and ready to go. So I'm super excited about it. Mark, what's up? Free Tech, what's up? Aaron, hey, hey. I'm going to do the firmware for that. Have they gotten back to you yet, Keith, on the screen here? Because I want this to work so I don't have like a dead screen sitting here for no reason. But I have my new screen holder here. Let's switch cameras. We'll go ahead and jump into this. We don't need to see a little screen, so we're just going to go that only. There we go. We are here. Back it up a little bit. There we go. All right, so I've got my new screen holder, and the screen is going to mount here on this top hole of the power supply. Originally, I was planning on using this cute little guy. So Aaron actually had tuned me into this power supply. This is cheap and very small. It is a 24 volt 10 amp, which is more than enough for this tiny build. So I think eventually I'm going to make some type of mount for this to mount to here. For now, I'm going to keep this big power supply. It's what I had on hand, and that's what I quoted in the build. But this one is smaller and cheaper. I'm very excited for it because it is so small, fanless, you know, doesn't really need too much. It'll make everything a lot quieter because this one, the fan does come on when it's printing. So, but this is just the cutest little 24 volt 10 amp power supply around. Very small, compact for any of these small builds. So I want to integrate that into this eventually, but it's definitely not a today problem. I can say that. Nothing from MKS yet. All right, well, that's all right. The other thing that came in is my very little 24 volt, 160 watt silicone heater. It's got an adhesive back to it. So this is going to fit right underneath here. You see it's a little bit smaller than the build plate, which is good because then I don't need to worry about the clearance of the screws and getting someone to everything in the, like getting the holes cut by the company, just too much work. But this, I planned this out. I was like, okay, if it's this big, bam, I can fit 150 millimeter silicone right underneath there, and it'll heat the bed up no problem whatsoever. So we will have a very small heated bed. I believe this is $7 on AliExpress, maybe $6 on AliExpress. Very cheap. 12 volt variant, more expensive. Pre-tech, what are you looking for in Discord? Hey, Dan. Yeah, this week's been busy, so I haven't really streamed at all this week, but tonight I want to make my work with this. These mats work. They're kind of junk, though. They really do suck. They don't really hold very well at all. They were insanely cheap, and they kind of hold this, but I'm going to order a custom-sized metal one that'll work out better. So I'm going to go ahead and tear this down then. I need to remember, though, I need my phone to take a picture of the connectors on the Yeah, ping me on there, Kretek, and I will get it for you later. Now that I have that sorted out, I need to figure out the best way to take all of this off, which should be interesting here. So the reason why I am changing out is so I have my new frame. So you can see here are the new braces. I put in these gussets, I think they were called. Add a little piece here in the middle. That goes the full width. So these are really, really strong. These are printed now in PLA Plus instead of the PETG. PETG has too much flex to it. So I figured doing PLA Plus would be very strong, robust for the frame. And there is literally no way to wiggle this at all. I'm also using blind joints inside of here. So I drilled 2 holes down there, and they don't need to be perfect, but that's okay. And I had tapped the bottom side of this 2040 V-slot with some M5 bolts. Put them in there, split it in, was able to insert my Allen key here, square this up and tighten it down. And now I have an insanely strong Z. This is just for extra. It's PETG printed. Again, filament's free and so are fasteners, so might as well use them when I can. I do have a corner bracket here that I did print for it. I am not going to use it because I don't need it anymore because this is just too awesome. And the rest of this should be okay. I think I might pre-drill the holes here for the power supply mounts, and I did not print the feet though, so that's the one thing. I had to redesign the feet a little bit to make them parametric because they were not, and I had to reprint these twice because when I pulled the gussets across, I actually pulled these into this, so like, well, the feet won't fit anymore. But yeah, so this is very small, very, very strong frame now, and I'm excited for that. So let's get back to here and figuring out how I'm going to take this off. So I'll take off the bed, I guess. Let me get my part bin. These little magnetic trays are the best thing in the world. And I did print the new controller mount. So this one lowers the controller board 10 or 15 millimeters. Don't really remember off the top of my head what I set it to, but it's 10 or 15 millimeters lower. That way they stay out of the way. I think I will need to, though, go ahead and design some type of holder for the cabling on the thing here. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but let's see which way these line up. Lines up this way. So we'll clip it this way. This means these go out the back. So we're just going to put this on here real quick because I'm impatient and I want to do it. Center-ish. Dig it down. I cannot wait. These will work better, I hope, with a heated bed. They work like garbage with a cold bed, but I'm hoping with a heated bed they work a little better. But there we go. There's our heated bed now. Done. Done and done. Need to snip off the zip ties here. Do have a lot more though, but best not to waste. It's kind of a pain to get in, so I will have to remember that. Okay. So the thing I'm gonna do is just gonna kind of transplant things over from one to the other frame. I think that'll be easy enough instead of making a humongous mess and then having to dig through everything. But also with this V-slot, it gives me the chance to go ahead and use the M5s at the end of the extrusions because V-slot has a 5 millimeter hole. Well, you can tap it for 5 M5s, where the T-slot is only for an M6. Now, I don't know if that's universal, but that is all the way that the extrusion comes from Ziltech is that way. So, oh, we got a couple questions in here. Hang on. Hasn't done string lead either. Yeah. How much does it cost to make, Ethan? Ethan, this is part of the cheap 3D printer challenge. So this total cost for this printer with auto bed leveling is $127. So very, very cheap. The only thing not counted in that is the fasteners and filament. Now that's just kind of to hold that in there, but it doesn't have to because the belt is pulling it back. That is the nice thing. So I can just pull off this. We can slide it a little tight. I'm gonna have to let me get a wrench real quick. Where's the wrench is at? Up here. T slot's a little tighter than the V slot now that I have the proper extrusion. There we go. That way. That way. That way. It's nice and easy. A little bit of wiggle on the backside, I think. So a little bit of wiggle. Gone. Yeah. That moves really nice and easily now. So that's done. All right, let's grab the motor mount, I guess, now. We'll just take a whole motor. I do like this mount here, so the way this goes is that the extrusion comes in like this, and since the belt is pulling against the motor, I added this little piece down here. This goes on the bottom of the extrusion, and that helps from the motor twisting like this, which happens even on metal parts. So having that little piece there just keeps it from wearing through my plastic parts. The reason why, I don't know if I said it, the whole reason why I'm rebuilding this is because I built this on T-slot, which is not what you're supposed to use. You're supposed to use V-slot, especially for wheels. And I just wanted to kind of get my proof of concept, make sure everything worked, and I had the T-slot at the time. But now that my V-slot came in, yeah, it was very quick and easy to cut it down to size. This uses one stick, so one 1 meter stick. It gets you everything you here need. You can make either this longer, or you can make the Z taller if you want. I ended up, I think there's about 100 millimeters left over. So you could go either way. You could make the base a little bit wider, give yourself a little more stability. But because I built into these legs the mounts for the power supply, I couldn't do that. So I'd have to do that a little bit differently. Martin, I have never seen that, so I don't know what to tell you there. Yeah, I get what you mean, Keith. I would just have to peel up the backside of my sticky thing here a little bit, which I don't know how well that would work out. Might have to super glue it back down. But I mean, with these silicone pads, I mean, they do a pretty good job of getting everything there. I might just put in like a service loop. That's what we call with electrical stuff, and just put some tape over it, some crap-in tape, and see if that just adds that loop into it so it doesn't do that. I don't know. Time will tell. I need to pull off my little totally decorative Z-top. So this just sits in the extrusion. like that. You can barely see it right there. But that's going to be a little bit later because I need to get this whole gantry off here. So we need to snip all these zip ties. Actually, they're not all zip ties. Twist tied a bunch of them because I knew this was not the final build. Throw away zip. Throw away twist ties. Okay. Can't throw those away. JB World would work, yeah. Mussolini T-slot is M5. Ziltech is way, way cheaper than Mussolini stuff. I mean, like, extraordinarily cheap. The other reason why, if you weren't tuned in some of the other streams of me adding on these gussets here at the bottom, was to strengthen the frame from bowing this way, so going back and forth that way. This one does it pretty hardcore, even with an extra piece of T-slot down here, joining the two together, or I'm sorry, 2020, joining the two sides together. Even with that, still has some pretty gnarly bow to it, so that is why I redesigned the part. This is why we test as well. Make sure everything works the way it should. So I've got the always on fan. There's the part cooling fan. Oh, there's something else holding everything together down there. Another twist tie. All right, so in case I forget, watchers, green is the part cooling fan. Yellow is the always on fan. Should be able to theoretically just pull this up and off. Like that. X motor. And this should, I'm not going to put this on here because I got to do more adjustments, but I want to make sure this actually fits because I don't know if it will. Fit at all. I'm off by several millimeters. Fit. This is not going to work at all. That means a redesign and a reprint of the gantry here. Suck that in a couple millimeters. All right, well, we can do the rest, and then I can work on the redesign and reprint before we put that back on. But everything else does fit, so I can put those on. Let's see here. We can do that. Oh, I did lose one of my Weeha screwdrivers. Pretty upset about it, not gonna lie. Really upset about it. It's the 2mm that I lost. I cannot find it anywhere, so I do have a 2mm regular Allen wrench here to help me out. I don't know what happened to it. I'm wondering if it fell in the garbage can and I just threw it away, or it's somewhere in the nethers of my office, which probably won't find it until I move in a year. So, probably need to buy a new one of those. So we got our LCD. which I have to get new, whatchamacallits. Got to get new cables for that out. This stuff. So we can take the snippy snips and do some of my cable management here. Be redone at a later date. This little zip tie guy, and I love these little things. They just go into the slot and you twist. Then a zip tie can flip through there. You have to erase them, put it on this side here, like that. To take out the controller, I guess. Picture the connectors. Where'd I put my phone? In my pocket. Right in my pocket. What's up? Picture the connectors. You can attach Y again. X. Back on the motor so I don't forget which one goes to where. Ah, yes, the way we're jimmy rigging our... So I'm using a 3-pin end stop, and this board does not support a 3-pin end stop. So I had to get a little fancy, and I'm using the NeoPixel 5-volt in order to get the 5-volt for it, because it needs 3 pins to operate. Or it needs that 5-volt to work for the one that I designed. But yeah, this board doesn't work with it natively. Gotta be fancy with it. I should have probably checked that before I designed the end stop for the Z. But also it doesn't matter that much because my whole goal is to put a sensor on this in the future. But I just have to redesign the part for it. So that goes on the NeoPixel. And green is, or black is to the power. See if I can remember that. Well, the nice thing is now I can mount the board to it first. Couldn't do that with the old version because there was no clearance from the screw heads and the board because I made it so streamlined, which seems to be my problem. I make things too streamlined. See, the board just mounts right onto my little mount here. This was 100% first try. I'm not even joking. Very, very happy with the design on this. And the one thing to do is if you want to design something before you have the physical part, the nice thing about MakerBase and Big Tree Tech is that on their AliExpress sale pages, they have the schematics for the boards, and they also have it on their GitHubs. So you can easily go into the GitHub and get the exact size of the boards, download a picture of the board, which is what I did, scale it to be the same size as the technical drawings that you found, and then insert that as a canvas on top of, or just on a plane in Fusion 360. And then from there, you can just design your part from those holes and everything that you are seeing. And is it perfect? No. Am I off by like, I don't know, half a mil or something? Yeah. But they are within tolerance to be able to have holes under them with screws that just thread straight into the PETG. I didn't want to worry about captive nuts or anything fancy there, or just putting a nut on the bottom. I wanted these screws to screw right into the base, and this satisfies that goal. Except this mounting hole is hard to get to. The problem for mine, Aaron, is that I couldn't figure out a good way to mount the probe on my hot end. Hey, Darren. Yes, some do have step and STLs of their parts. I have seen that as well, which I do like. We're gonna move this right to there, I guess. And there's the board mounted, and that gives us, I lowered it a bit just so I had more clearance for the bottom of the screws on the bed because they were a little long. And I just like having that little bit of extra clearance for cables and things like that. So I don't have to be so careful about it. It is a smidge on the helpful side. So what else do I need off of here? Well, I need the power supply. I need the end stop. So it's bigger. Here now. Okay, there. Fish out this power supply now. I need to drill these a smidge, and my drill is downstairs, so I'll have to go get it. Yeah, I like your fan shroud idea, Aaron. I thought going my route would be a little simpler. The only reason why I went that route, which it is simpler, but it is harder for add-ons. I think my clearance on the new ones are better. I think. Don't really remember. Yeah, they're much better. Yeah. I thought I made them bigger on the new version. But yeah, for the feet, they are just not going to, line up at all. Not at all. No big deal whatsoever. But see, my old ones, see how like one side's bigger than the other, and so I had to make the feet like this weirdness. Whoa, don't do that, Shane. The new ones are square, so no matter which way you orient it, well, I guess it's one way or the other, but whether you face it this way or you turn it face that way, it still fits in there without a problem, which is really, really good, what I wanted. I guess we're going to go through the gusset on this, or this one I could go behind it, I guess. Here, like this. We'll just hide all the cables that way. This is Y. So X, Y, Z. Send up, zip tying the cables in there like that. once we get everything in there. I guess let's go ahead and mount the power supply right quick. All right, quick. So you're gonna go like this way. You're gonna go like this way. And the way I did this is not ideal in the slightest, but it works. So that's why I did it. Okay. She can use way shorter screws now. I forgot about that. Those are stupid long now. I have my M5s here somewhere. Hey Viking, what's up, man? Keith, if I mirror it, yes, it could mount to the back of the extrusion, but I like having it in the front. Well, I don't really know why, but I do. Okay, so these are way too long. Don't remember what size I made this for. Oh, they're not M5s, they're M4s. Let's try some 14 millimeter. Or no, let's try some 16s. Too long. I think I'm gonna have to go all the way down to 10s. Crikey, that's it's really tough to get now because of that extra piece I put in. But 10 mil does work. Now, how exactly I'm going to tighten them down, very different story. All right, let's see if we can do this. This way. In the head. All right, let's get a something else. What can I do? What can I do different? What size is this? This is 3 mil. I have a flexi mill. Use. This is either 3 or this is 4. That's 4. There we go. Put on the flexi neck. Get the screwdriver. Push it in the hole. It's too big for the hole. Crikey. This fit in the hole? No. All right. Allen wrench time then, I guess. 3 mil. 5, 4, and 3. This should work. Work. Painful though. really didn't think this part through too well, did I? I put that in there. Kept these holes the way they are. Can't get the screwdriver head in there. It's just the way. Mm. Hmm. Gotta be a different way. Gotta be a different way. Yes, the feet, Jesse, the feet for this are TPU. I just haven't printed them yet because I totally forgot about it. I meant to do that this week. Um, but yeah, honestly, totally forgot about it. That works. Yes, it is. Hot dog. What I'm doing is I just put the tip in, get it into there, then put the flexi neck on there. Yeah, they're tight. And I can just do a little extra crank with the, maybe with this, maybe not with that. But either way, power supply's mounted. That wasn't too bad at all. Got to think outside the box a little bit. You can make it, get it done. Everything looks so much bigger in Fusion. Kills me, Aaron. Kills me. The only thing I would also have to do, Keith, because you asked about it, I would need to flip the orientation of the L for the end stop, just because how low it is, the motor would actually interfere with it. So I can't get that low with it. Get low. Can I get be demonetized for saying like 2 words of a song? All my last just efforts on this other frame, try and shore things up. Awesome learning experience, though. I can say that much. Truly, it was. Of this. I actually think I might go ahead and clip this motor mount and redesign it with the opening in here. So I kind of need that opening. Yeah, definitely doable. Just have to redesign. But again, this I am going for clean for the most part, but I'm also going for like stupid simple. That's why most of these parts are just as strong as they need to be, and really no more than that. I did not want overcomplicated parts in here. That's Aaron's job. It's to build crazy overcomplicated parts. Well, I'm just gonna snip a little bit out of it. Won't hurt it too bad, I don't think. If it does, I'll reprint it with the new style because gotta reprint my gantry anyways. There we go. Now let's tighten this down now. This, there we go. And run the cable out the back like that, just because why not? It's loose. Why do it come loose? Because I have a spacer on me, that's why. Right way this time. Okay. And then we need to use little screws again. This guy remounted. Oosh. I will have to redo this one. Anyways, that's what I want. Matt Johnson, what's up, man? Might also take the time and put a little bit stiffer springs under the for bed springs. I have some pack of extruder springs. These ones are extruder springs, but they're a little on the light side. I want something a little heavier gauge, I think. But yeah, so there's our Z motor reinstalled. Let's go ahead and put the where's my flat side? Okay. Yoing, 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 yoing. Yoing, 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 yoing. Okay. What else do we need to do here? I'm really bummed about that, man. Oh man. Really bummed about that. Gonna be a bear to redesign that part. But we'll get to that here shortly. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and do some of this wiring real quick, I guess. So this is Z. And stoppy. And the thing with that, I said black goes towards power, which is ground. Another issue I found. These do have polarity. And that is going to be the X, Y, Z stop. And then our 5-volt. Just going to do over this. Actually, no, you're going to go there. 5-volt's going to go on this connector here. X, I'll go ahead and install now, I guess. So I'll zip tie these down. Get them out of the way. Big bag of zip ties. Gotta have them. Llama, what's up, man? This again. Just in place. Get all those cables there ready. And then also going to zip tie up here. I only need to prepare these because I need to get the LCD screen on there. So this goes in right to here. I mean, is it the most sturdy thing? No, but it's an LCD screen. It doesn't need to be. It just needs to not wobble. I think it won't do that. Because also you're not doing like, you're not going blazing speeds on these little printers that everyone's designing. And if you do, you are the man or girl if you are able to do that. But all in all, these are not speed machines. Definitely not. Is this longer than what I have on there? Yes, it is. Perfect. Do I have a second one of these? Nope, that's too long. Nope, that's too long. Just the golden one. Yes, it is. So we had my phone out. Double check the so you could go like this way. It's for number 2. One goes this way under this cable because that cable's gonna go there. And this is 1, 2, 1, and 2 to 2, like that. And then these will all get zip tied right here. Together. Like that. That should keep those out of the way. I might end up using a little bit of hot glue to kind of maybe give those a little bit of tack down right there in that corner, maybe. We'll see. But for now, that'll do, dragon. Okay. And the rest of these will get mucked with later. So I am done with the old frame. Whoop. Goodbye to you. Way. Let's lay this one down. And we've got power coming in here. Power is going to go under these cables. And we're going to use the side one this time. And I don't remember which is which. Are they labeled? Yeah, positive is this side. positive and the negative. Okay, those will go get, this will all get tucked up here a little bit. And I can also push power cables just back inside the power supply a little bit, but we'll end up, I want to go through that. I don't want to go under it, so I need to redo this. Here, under these cables, and back in. Cable management while I'm rewiring it. No, this doesn't go 200 millimeters a second. I mean, even at 50, it's going pretty quick. I mean, it looks like it's going pretty quick. Yeah, I didn't build this to be the speed machine. I built it to print. That's all I needed to do. Nothing fancy, just print me stuff and actually function as a 3D printer. So I definitely think it's doing that. It's down now. I like flush cutters, but good gravy, are they sharp? Okay. That motor's already partially there. We're gonna wake out the twisty ties here. I'll start twisty tying. Once everything's in its final place, then I'll come back with zip ties and go from there. So you need to get tucked up there. Twisty tie here. Actually zip tie this up in there as well, like that. I have this whole mess I need to take care of eventually. Okay, so those are all on. The only thing not connected is E. So let's go ahead and install the bed, since everything else seems to be pretty much done. And then we will hop into Fusion. And actually, I need to do the belt, which I just dropped. We need to do the Y belt first. Get that installed. So gets fed through the 2040. Right in the middle of it. Comes out like that. And then is the actual tricky part of getting it up into the slots that I made for it. One part. We're just going to put a quick zip tie on the butt of this one. Slack for this other one. This one gets fed up and in. Now by doing these belts upside down, it's hard to tell there, but by doing it this way, I can have the belt ride in the channel there without it rubbing on anything. At least that's the theory I've told myself. Whether that's right or not, time will tell. And the way you tension the belt is you pull on it and zip tie it. I could not design a decent belt tensioning system that I liked. I mean, I do have one. I don't like it though, but I have one. That could be another revision down the road if I choose to revisit this after it's done. Okay, now nippity, 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 nap. Movement now. Can also trim you down now. A little slight bit of wiggle in there. I want to take that out before I get the bed put on. Where'd the wrench go? There it is. Okay, good. Let me grab my springs real quick. Again, I want to throw some stiffer springs, I think, under these, into this bed. Springs. Where's the spring? Bolts. Bed leveling. Those don't have the ones I want. Springs. Here they are. Podoro springs. So I'm using these right now. These are just like super duper cheap extruder springs. They work pretty well, but I do have these ones, which are smaller, way harder to compress. So they give a lot more rigidity to the bed platform by using these. Do I have enough then? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I do. Now, the only question is, I have one of these that's a little short. I think they're actually going to be a little too hard for right now because I have one screw on here that's too short. So I have to go with these softer springs. Still work. I mean, it still works just fine. I was able to get really good prints off this so far, but just wanted something different. Whoops. Let me. Oh, you came out. There we go. Like that. And then I also wanted different wheels, which I ordered, but I ordered M4s and not M3s. So the new ones will get here at some point. For now, I'm using these horrendously tiny little ones for now. These came off the Voltratech 2020 i3. Tiny little thumb wheels. I mean, once the bed is set, you never have to change it again. But it's just the getting set part. And what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll take my calipers and I'll measure the distance between the bottom build plate and the top of the carriage on all 4 corners, and then I'll even those out before I even start printing. Yeah, the Easy 3D X2. That is the printer that this challenge is set out to beat. So I can cut this down now. And they give me a super duper long cable. I'm not going to need anywhere near that amount. But I almost feel like doing this even. Just like mounting the cable to the back of the motor there. I have stuff if I can get to it. It's the other task to figure out when I get to it. This one. These, which I don't know if they're still sticky. They're a little old. Sticky? Yep. Bam. So, zip tie doohickey majigger. And just going to like this. And get another zip tie out, where did I put the bag at? Groggy, hey there. Use Martin's G35 bed tramming system. I don't know what any of that means, Keith. You're speaking tongues to me. Oh, wait. Oh, what did I? Hang on, before I do that, I have, let's put some sleeving on it. Got some of the El Cheapo cable wrap. That'd be more than long enough for this, just to protect these cables a little bit more from anything happening to them. And this stuff is like dirt cheap. You get like 50 meters for $1. This spiral wrap stuff. That's an exaggeration, but it is ridiculously cheap stuff. Groggy, I've mostly eliminated the Z-banding by what all did I do? Basically just securing up the frame and making some fixes in the firmware. My latest benchy came out nearly perfect, in my opinion. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to leave that nice and thick on there. And now, this through here and here. Second zip tie on there, just to keep it extra secure. Boom, take a look at that. So now when this goes, it's not actually pulling. This is max length right here. And it keeps it out of the way. Ooh. Oh, crap, I'm a weirdo. The only thing I don't know is which. I'm guessing the thermistor is, or no, this is power because that's black and red. And I'm guessing this is thermistor, this other silicone one, but these don't look as big. I don't know which one of these is power, which one of these is thermistor. I have no idea. I mean, the thicker cables I think would be the power. Did you get the same one, Aaron? Which one was it? Was it the two reds for the thermistor and then, or for the power, and then the black and red was the thermistor? I need to cut those out and make some cables here in a second. Keith, is that enabled by default, or is that something else I need to enable in Marlin? Because I got to enable a lot of junk in Marlin. Yeah. Thick cables or power. Okay, well, that's easy enough. What I can do is I can run these now down here underneath all of this stuff. So tied with that stuff, I need this probe out of the way. So we'll cut it right about here. Gets a little bit of extra. We're screeching tires. Wait, the ferrules. Where are the ferrules at? They're up there. I put all my tools away the other day. Surprise, surprise. Almost gonna need the DuPonts and stuff, so we'll just get all that down now. Ferrules first. Ferrule crimper is... Oh, I didn't put them away. It's right here. It fell. Sheath our thermistor. Okay, good deal. So let's see, what size fits this? We're doing orange or are we doing yellow? Yellow fits, we'll go with yellow. I'm putting ferrules on my connectors to give me good solid connections to the board. So heated bed is there. This flathead. Keep it forward, I guess. Two. We're just gonna end up zipping all that stuff together there eventually. And then for thermistor, you only need to go like right there. Right there, right there. So we'll go right like that. Outer jacket. Inner jacket, we're gonna use, I guess we'll use a DuPont on these. JST would be better though. I hate JSTs though. I will go with JSTs. You guys convinced me. So I do need a pair of needle nose and I need my other crimpers, which are here. Here's a pair of needle nose. And I'll do this real quick. Bring it out here. Actually, some decent silicone wire. The sheathing on these. Doop, doop, doop. Do that, and you gotta get needle nose, you gotta close it a little bit so it stays on there. Get your crimpers. Square it up. 1 and a 2. Like that. The other one here. Squeeze is good enough. 2. The flag. So snip that off. And clarity shouldn't matter. Two clicks or one click? One click. 2 clicks. There we go. Now these can go in here. Yeah. And which one of these are for the bed? I don't remember. See this one right here. I guessed it. Yeah, it's not too bad at all. It definitely cleans all that up a little bit. Pull all these and get everything kind of put together in there like that. Can I do anything else right now? Definitely gonna save this little piece of silicone wire because I'm a hoarder. Put sleeving back up there. Jim, you're spamming. Nightbot's gotcha. Might need to try again, Jim. That might be it. I'm gonna just set this on top for now. It's out of the way. Right. Old mount. Throw that away. I'm gonna put these screws away. There's the bolts because I don't need them in the way. I think we're gonna have to go ahead and try to design the new carriage because yeah, it doesn't fit. It is too big for my little build here. So get these, put these screw in. Let's see, how far off am I? I'm like guesstimating too. But I guess if I take this to its furthest spot, so should be here, furthest away point, and take the little ruler against here. I guess it's like 2 mil. I think I'll just go 1.5. Maybe I should go 2. Yeah, I guess we'll move that whole 2 millimeters. Diffusion. Although I got too much stuff on my desk right now. Hang on. These cables here. I got the wrenches here. I got zip ties here. Let me screw the text back here real quick. So let me move you guys to Shablau. There we go. We're gonna pull up the main master crane model because I did not. I measured it at the extreme out, so I can just go a little bit of it. Jesse, thank you. So whoever doesn't know, Jesse is hooking me up with like a ton of stuff from his FT5 for mine. It's like a build platform, corner brackets, all kinds of stuff. So big shout out to Jesse for sending some gear my way that I can use on either the FT5 or I might use on a different build. Might use it on the BLV. So thank you, buddy. So the thing here with this is the way I have this pushed in. Did I do? Oh, I did do the Z carriage separately. Sweet. Couldn't remember if I did or not. So I'll just go 1.5 mil then. But I gotta move all these features though. That's my only problem, Aaron, is redoing all these features. Know where to start. I mean, if I start on here, okay, and if we drew a line from center of the hole, and we go an extra 1.5 mil. So if we do, it's going to be 5.75, 6.25. Or I just want to go over 1.5, 1.5. And then make my new, how big was this circle? That's 9.5. So a circle here of 9.5. Finish that real quick. And this hole in here, how big is this hole? 5.15. So go back to that sketch. Lots of them. And 5.15. I can't split the body because then I'm gonna jack up. I had to split both these bodies, and then I'm just gonna screw up everything. I do that, what you're saying there. I need to delete my crane. Okay, so if I delete the crane, and then I need to. Yeah, the problem is I don't have space to do that anywhere. To do that split feature. Because the thing with this is that, so in the front, this front one, this is fine. This can move over a little bit. That's not a problem. But back here, it can't because I have the Z nut here. I have the BMG cut out here. So if I cut anywhere in here, they're gonna just jack up unless I move the back wheels in. But if I move the back wheels in, then it's gonna screw up the spacing on here. So I'm gonna have to split this body first. So split this body on this plane. Okay, so that eliminates that. And then if I go to here, let's just let's figure out a line. What line can I use to split this body with? Draw a line on here. Just go right there. Finish that, and then let's do split bodies. So this one and this one, we're going to split it on that line like that. Okay. And then we go to, where's this body at? I know how to split bodies. It's just hard because I have so many features in here. So if I hide this one, I extrude this, we're going to go negative 1.5. Okay. Whoops, that did too much. Extrude here, negative 1.5. Let's do 1.4. I only want to cut the body. So don't cut the smooth rod. Okay. And then that back. And then we're going to just move this one. Nope, don't do that. Move. Negative 1.5. Or did I do 1.4 or 1.5? I did 1.4. 0.1. And then we can combine you, and okay. There, now we're one body. So now over here, we can open this up. I know I'm probably doing this the hard way, and it's probably driving Aaron crazy. This body here, so we're going to hide that body. We're going to extrude this body, negative 1.4. Okay. And then we're going to re-enable this one. Body 2, we're going to move. Negative 1.4. Oh, that extrude did not work. So negative 1.4. There we go. Now we're going to move this. Negative 1.4. And we'll have to, now we're just going to combine all three of these. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we will extrude this like that to give us the clearance we need for that. Did need to double check this because I think I need to reprint this here as well. 7 mil. I think the one I have on here is only 6, and I have a spacer on there to adjust for it. Yeah, it's only 6. I need that 7 mil one. I need to reprint the motor bracket, which is that a separate one? What did I do? Yeah, I did that separately. Let me open that up real quick. One 7 mil. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. It's back here. Yeah. So here, just want to make a little motor section. Just gonna do 2 mil that. Whoops. 2 mil that way. And 2 mil that way. Got a rectangle up there. Oops, I need to make that bigger. Screwed all this. There you go. Now we will cut out for the motor to slide in there. That'll work out better. I do want to add a chamfer to this. Equidistance 1 mil. You can let me do that. Yep. And actually, let's do 0. We're gonna have a chamfer to the bottom of this too. 1 mil. Yeah, I like that. And then I can reprint this, and that will be good. That'd be better for that. Spacers, yes, I am using the spacers. So I'm going to go ahead and export this real quick. Just make a component out of that. So save as STL. Okay. This is the motor mount, desktop. Save view. Okay, close that one. Update the Z carriage. It's fine. You wanna All right, well, I'll worry about that later. I don't care. Moment. So yeah, so now I can re-export these two parts now. So we have the Z carriage motor side. The Z carriage lead screw side. That is STL. Save. And that should do it for those parts then. That'll bring that in closer and should work. Oh, actually, wait, I gotta add. I need to add that back in. Insert a SVG there. We need to find it. Mr. grain.svg. On the right plane? Yeah, it is. Oh, there it is. Pull that down and make it smaller. Is it on it right now? Yeah, just like that. Down a little bit, maybe. There. Right there. Okay. And finish sketch. Now we're going to extrude this. -1. And we've got our grain logo back in there. Hot dog. Yeah. Now we can re-export this. Good night. There's STL. Motor side. Overwrite it. Yes. That's saved in the wrong place, I think. Where'd you go? I need you to go onto the desktop because that's stuff I need to print right now. Yes. And then if we go into, we're going to do this on Mr. Crane. No, actually, we're going to do it on Megatron. Megatron PETG. 0.2 speed. Yes. Files in. So desktop. We've got Z carriage, that, and that. So this one here, come on. Goes on your back. This one here goes on the top. This one here will go on the top there. Just doing 3 perimeters, make them strong. Infill of 20%. Slice and dice it. I use Megatron for most of my printing right now. The Ender 3 has also been doing a lot of prints for me lately. I just hope I have enough of the PETG left to do these prints, because I'm a smidge worried about it, to be honest. Just wish that this would have worked. I thought I measured it right in, because Fusion, I designed this for V-slot, but apparently I was off in my design. Yucks. That's all right. Everything else seems to work okay. I mean, it is way more sturdy than what it was before. I'm expecting pretty great things from this, to be honest. Just a little tidy up here real quick. Oh, kind of curious if this will work either way. Oh, this zip tie's too short. Here. Let's do a quick power check. Right there. So obviously the could have some errors. Something's not right because we didn't power up. What could be wrong? Put some of these in wrong here. Well, let's see if we can figure out what's wrong. These are correct, but let me just flip them around to make sure. These cables are a little different, I think. So let's go back to this way. This one this way. Negative. Why'd you beep at me like that? Beeping at me like that. Set for a minute since I zip tied those other ones before I did an actual test because I'm smart. So you're going that way. Other way. These cables are different. So there's those short ones that I had at. how are you going? You guys go. Where do you go? You go this way. So, and that does not match. That matches. And this matches, so this cable is good. And let's see. That matches. And that matches. Okay, let's try these two cables instead. So plug you back in here. You go this way. You're going into here. And number 2 was reversed, going this way. And you went like this, but I still think this is not going to work. Oh, but it did. Does the thing work here? Yeah, that does work. And it sees the thermostat. That's all I want to really check, is that, does it see the thermistor from the heated bed? Does the heated bed heat up? Temperature? Preheat PLA? Preheat PLA bed? Let us see what happens. Says we're heating up. Oh, it's getting warm. Hot diggity dog. So a little bit of success today, a little bit of failure today. That's all right. I'm going to cut out these zip ties that I just put in because I clearly need to figure out the cabling properly for the LCD. What I have right now is not correct. Oh yeah, it's heating up nicely. Let's take, where's my thingy at? Might have put it away somewhere. Take a look at how this is heating up. Pretty well. I mean, it's even getting the edges out here are heating up. Obviously, the hottest is right in the middle, but and the top of this is reading quite a bit differently than what it's saying there. We're at 57 degrees, 58 on the thermistor. We're at 50 on the top of the sheet here. It is set for 70. A little high. Let's see. So the middle right now is 52 and the outer edge is 41. That's not too bad. But I'm sure once it heats up, it'll soak a little bit more into the aluminum plate and kind of go from there. We're at 60 now. Not taking too long. And the bed is getting closer, so the top of the bed is now 56, and it is at 60. Might need to PID tune it, because it seems like we're maxing out at 60 for this little silicone heater, which I don't need it any hotter. Just keep the bed at 60. You leave the cat alone? Okay, we'll just set that to 60. What are you crying for, bud? Yeah, so the thermistor says 60, and we're at 58 on top in the very middle, and the outermost edge is 50. So we're at an 8 centigrade difference from this centerish portion right about here to this outer edge. Right to about, yeah, it starts dropping off right around the 5-inch mark. I did center this ring. Yeah, don't run away because I changed it. But I need to PID tune the bed because it's not tuned any way, shape, or form. So that needs to get done. But man, that is nice and hot. So I'm wondering if things will stick a little better on this than what it was doing before. So I think it's going to be it then. I mean, we did everything that I wanted to do today. I just can't finish because this upper part up there just doesn't work. Doesn't fit. So little mistake on my part. But other than that, it's very sound. And prints are really good. Let me show you. Let's show you my last print. It's a little hard because it's a translucent filament, but it is, you can still see all the different features in it. So this is my latest benchy here, and the stepping in it is pretty much gone. There is still a line right above, see that little dark spot right there? That is right above the doorway, and I'm getting that on all my prints. You can see it right there as I hit the light. The rest of it is very, very consistent. It feels consistent. It looks consistent. The bow is nice and round. So we pretty much also eliminated where the line is here in the middle through the thermal expansion and shrinkage of the filament, which is what causes that. There's a whole Prusa article on it. That is pretty much gone now. Also, that happened to change colors right at that point, but you can feel it. There's a little bit of a feel there, but mostly gone. I want to do this in a solid color to really show any deficiencies in the print, but also the smokestack just about perfect in there. Let me get a little closer here. That, do this, can you zoom? Yeah, look at that. That smokestack is looking great. A little bulge at the bottom on this back part right down here, oddly enough, but other than that, it's a pretty solid print from a $130 printer. The bottom, you really can't tell the bottom game because that translucent filament just sucks for showing. It really hides a lot of crimes, but you can really see, again, even on this side, you can see that line up top, still there. And to alter that, someone did hit me up on Discord and said to flip my Z screw. I will check that, Keith. I'm not sure. I think I have it set as 1, but I'll double check. So he told me to flip my Z screw to ensure that was not installed, or that, just make sure that was not causing any of those inconsistencies, because since it was the same part on this same print, he thought it could be something it was catching there. I've not printed anything taller yet than this benchy. But I can say, though, is that, look at these. Is that at the same height? That might be. There is a line on top of this cube, which is stupid hard to see. But yeah, you can't really tell on the camera. I can see in person. You can't really tell on a camera. But it looks to be the same height as this. And even though flipping the Z screw, it could be that my measurements for lining all of the Z up could be off. It really could be. Even though I think everything is aligned in Fusion correctly, that's where kind of you could design a printer fairly easily, to be honest. I mean, it really wasn't that hard for me to do this. But lining everything up has been the challenge for me. And I did have to make, I think this is revision 4 or 3 for alignment on the Z and the Z motor to make sure all is lined up. So my first version was not lined up properly. So I'm hoping that adding that or reprinting this might fix it. I don't know. I have a plumb coupler. I do not have that, Keith. I mean, the spring couplers are fine as long as you don't butt the two together and you have them separated so they can flex. Normally, it's just fine. But again, it's not Z-banding because it's not consistent through the print. It is only at a certain height that you really see that one line cut through. I have tons more testing to do. Don't get me wrong there. But the goal tonight is to put the filament on Megatron. We're gonna get these PETG parts printing, and then tomorrow night, because these are gonna take 9 hours, so I can print them either tonight or maybe I'll start them in the morning. But I can get those printing, and then tomorrow night for my Saturday night hangout, we'll go ahead and tear apart the Z and X axis gantry system here. We'll pull all this apart, put the new parts on, and get this assembled, and maybe even try a printout tomorrow if all goes well. But I still need to do some cable management. I need to work on these LCD cables a little bit tonight and kind of go from there. But I'm happy the heated bed works. That was a bit of a scare for me. I wasn't sure that 24-volt bed was going to work properly. I don't know why. I just, everyone has their concerns when you build something new. I've never used a small 24-volt silicone heater. I have one 12-volt silicone heater on the FT5, which is a gigantic 300 by 300 one. But again, that's 12 volt because that printer is 12 volt. This is my first 24-volt one. And yeah, so far, so good. I think once those wheels come in, those will also be a nice little addition instead of these little thumb screws down there. But again, eventually the goal is to have this have auto bed leveling. And I have been debating on figuring out if I can somehow make a mount concave to the back of the extruder. Let me show you guys here what I'm talking about. So here I have the zip ties that hold the bearings on the extruder to the bearings. They're zip tied together. I was thinking, what if I make another, this isn't quite half circle, but not quite half circle. Fill in the, use these same zip ties, two in the middle, to make some type of small bracket and put my probe right down the back. So they would attach to this bottom one here and it'd be down there. There's nothing for it to hit. And this bed, I can get the absolute full range of this bed with the probe, because I made this long. I made the Y longer than it needs to be. So I'm kind of figuring that since this goes so far, back mounting that with a separate piece would be the easiest, because I don't need to redesign my cooling, which I'm not thrilled with, but it does work. I might need to make it a little bit shorter, maybe. It might be a little bit too tall in there. But I'm still trying to figure that one out. But either way, I think if I can back mount the probe, that might be a little easier. Because there's no real way to connect it without making some gnarly part and screws, and I tried doing it and I got frustrated with it, so I just said, to heck with it. I will figure out something different another time. So I'm thinking that's going to be my golden ticket, is to attach it in the back there. Oh, you just said, yeah, I won't lose any space from it, because again, the bed goes the full amount. If I was to push this all the way down, which is really hard to do because it's not really on there properly, and the motor mounts loose. So either way, I can get the full bed amount with it in this configuration, because this is coming down right here. So yeah, I think it'll be good. Oh, and I also need to print the feet tonight. I forgot about that. I will print the feet tonight as well. So let's go ahead and get out my handy dandy little sketchbook here. And so I need to print the Z motor bracket. I need to do the Z front, the Z back. And what did I just say I need to print? Oh, feet. 4X feet. N TPU. So I have the TPU loaded on the printer, but it needs to get dried, so I'll take that off tonight. Throw it in the dehydrator all day, all night tonight, and all day tomorrow. And then like just after dinner time, they take like 30 minutes to print, so I'll just print them right after dinner. They print really thick layer heights, and it's a very simple print. So low infill. I think it's like 10% infill maybe on those. But yeah, so those are the 4 parts that I need to reprint. I think we're good. So I'm going to call it there for tonight. I have a game plan for what I need to get done tonight and tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, we'll continue working on this for Saturday Night Hangout and just, again, kind of shoot the stuff with anybody who wants to ask questions or anything like that. And I will try and get this wrapped up tomorrow. That'll be a good challenge for me. So yeah, gonna end it there. Thank you guys for tuning in. This was another fun evening. We got everything built onto the V-slot extrusion, so we're good to go. If you guys want to help out the stream, or just help the stream. If you guys want to help out the channel, all of my builds now, or actually all of my builds now, are fully Patreon funded. So if you guys want to help out with some of these crazy builds I'm doing, the BLV, the Bear, Megatron, Master Crane here, if you want to help out with doing these custom builds, you can go ahead and check out the links below. There's other affiliate links down there, one-time donation links. There's links for the Discord. So if you guys want to enter the 3D printer challenge, it is ending on September 1st. I'm going to do a standalone video. I promise I'll do one here in the next few days. But it's ending on September 1st now. So if you guys want to enter, you still have a month to go ahead and design a 3D printer that is under $130. The link for all the information for that is down in the video description. So check it out. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you next time. Wash your hands. Happy printing. I'll see you tomorrow.